Hey everybody, Avatar Theory here. Hope you're doing well and having a great day, and welcome back to yet another McFarlane toy video on the Avatar toys that I've not yet looked at. So this video is mostly going to be focused on some of the characters and then just one or two other toys that I seem to have missed during some of my other videos. Now first up, we have Tute and a dire horse here. You can see it's Tute and his dire horse, and you can see there's some sort of plant coming out there with the trees, and the description just says the noble six-legged steed of the Navi. The dire horse is vitally important as a mode of transport as well as a hunting mode, or excuse me, a hunting mount for all Navi clans. So it does say that you get, of course, Tute with it, and it does say that it's 2.5 inch the character and the dire horse with 8 points of articulation. So quite a movable toy. It says bioluminescent effects when placed under a black light, and yeah, you can see there looking at this character. Again, these characters aren't really, like I said in my previous videos, isn't really that detailed. That we can see the dire horse is fine. You can see that it is from a plastic mold. You can see the legs, they're movable. Looking at this character is fine. You can see there's some, almost looks like some sort of button. I'm not really sure if that's a button of sorts. Let me see if I can get a, you can see there's some sort of button. You can see it does say try me. So you can see there, if I increase the view there, you can see it says try me. I'm not sure if something lights up when you press it. The box looks as good as the others. I mean, I've said before that I do like the box, but the characters are very bad, very badly made. You can only really see that it is Tute if you look at the hair basically, and maybe the weapon, but as for the face and the body mold, you can see there, I don't really know, there's some sort of, I don't know what's going on there with the hip, but the horse is fine. You can see the plastic, the mold of the plastic, you know, it is clearly visible. So again, these are toys meant for kids, so you know, it's not really meant to be highly detailed creatures, highly detailed statues in that sense. You can look there, you can see the dire horse does have a black light glow, and looking at that, looking from far away, it looks good, but the closer you get, you know, the more the details kind of like, the bad details kind of like stick out. I'm gonna see if I can get a frontal view. You can see there the face is just, the face is non-existent. The hand is just one mold. You can see that the plastic comes there where the model is connected. The paint is very roughly done. It looks very, unfortunately, very cheaply made, this one. I'm not really very impressed by this one at all. I was hoping, considering it has a dire horse, that there would be much more effort put into it. But going on to the next one, you have Jake Sully and the Thanator, one of my favorite scenes in the first Avatar movie. And it just says a little bit of description. It talks about the Thanator with the 6 legs. And Jake Sully is, of course, 2.5 inches tall. The Thanator has also 8 points of articulation. And yeah, not much else can be said about this. Looking at the character of Jake, you can see again there, you know, again, the detail in this is very bad. You can almost not, you can't even see what he's holding in his hand from this angle. The Thanator looks like he's in pain. Yeah, this is probably, this one in the dire horse is probably one of the worst models that I've seen. Even though this has some color to it, some orange, it's just that it looks very cheaply made, this orange, unfortunately. Let me see if I can just get a, you know, maybe the back looks a bit better, but the face doesn't look very nice at all. You see there, like from afar, from like this angle, this looks good, but from the other side, you know, if you look at this from the other side, it doesn't really look that great. The fact that the shoe, everything is just one color. They didn't even decide to change the detail in his pockets or the color in his pockets and shoe. It's just all one color. It's very disappointing. I'm very disappointed by this, unfortunately. Not much else can be said. It says try me, just like with the dire horse. It has the same base in that sense. But yeah, looking at this, if I just zoom in this one, you can see there Jake's face as well. I don't know what's going on with his chin there. Something's weird with his chin, but you can see there the paint just overlaps there with his hand and the gun. And here again, the back looks pretty good. So you can see there's a lot of detail in his back, which is probably where the most of the detail goes. And the base of this was also not bad at all. But this orange part is very cheaply done, and then of course the face doesn't, something just looks off with his face, and then of course the characters itself has never been highly detailed. But now moving on to the individual characters, here you can see that there's much more effort placed into the individual characters compared to the ones that come with the amp suit and with the dire horse and the Thanator. So it just gives a little bit of detail of QUARITCH itself, and it says 7-inch scale, where the others are 2.5 and up to 22 moving parts. So quite a lot of moving parts in these. I mean, the others doesn't really have much moving parts, and you can see there that this is something that I like much more. I mean, you would expect that you would get this kind of character with the Thanator or the dire horse. That would have been a nice one, but unfortunately, you know, you can't get all of it. And here you can see you have different posables. You have the gun firing, and then you have the fist and the hand and open hand, and then you have the face with the mask on. You can see there it's pretty detailed, not bad at all. You can see there, you can see the separate parts, and you can see the separate paint, and you can see his tattoo on his left shoulder, of course. And here you can see as well, it comes with a beautiful stand. So this is definitely, and I like this one specifically where he has his coffee cup, because I'm quite a coffee fanatic myself. I drink about 5 cups of coffee on average a day, so I do love my coffee. And yeah, I do like this one quite a bit. This is, I think if I have to limit myself to specific McFarlane toys, if I only have to collect a few, these individual characters are definitely ones that I'm going to get, just purely because they have a nice look to them and they have a nice stand. You can imagine that if the Range 2 or Wave 2 or the second movie's McFarlane toys comes out, it'll probably say just Avatar: The Way of Water, or just The Way of Water. We'll have the A and it'll say The Way of Water. And then looking at the box, very nice box, Colonel Miles QUARITCH, all the parts with the stand there. And yeah, what I would have liked is, you can see there, so this one does seem to be the one that goes with the if you buy the amp suit separately, then it does come with like, this figure fits into the one that has the amp suit separately, because the one you buy that comes with the figure, the amp suit that comes with the figure, is that cheaply made figure. So if you buy the amp suit separately, it does say amp suit sold separately. So if you buy the amp suit separately with the Miles figure, then it fits nicely together. So that is quite nice to know that you can combine it. And just want to look at it at a bit of a bigger. You can see that you can actually see this is Miles QUARITCH. You can see the scars on the side of his face. You can see the movable parts there on his arm. A little bit distracting, all of this, of course, but it has to be there, because you know you have to move. And it comes with the pistol on the side, and the stand is quite nice, and it comes with adjustable head and the different hands and the gun as well. So definitely one of my favorite figures so far, one of my favorite McFarlane toys so far. But moving on to Neytiri, let's see what she is like. We know that the one that comes with the other stuff, with the Banshee, is quite cheap. So here again, it says a little bit of detail about Neytiri herself, and also 7-inch, and it says 22 moving parts. You can find links to all of these toys in the description below, in the pinned comment as well, if you guys want to check it out yourself. And you can see that their Neytiri does come with her bow and knife. Also different posable hands, which is nice, and also a very tall figure. I do like this pose in particular. You can see there she can pose. I'm probably gonna put her on this pose, because this is quite a nice pose in itself. And you can see that she's quite tall, probably a little bit taller than QUARITCH, I'm guessing. You can see the tail is also guessing posable. You can maybe move the tail. It does look like it's moving, like it's changed its position a little bit. And yeah, looking at the box, not much different in the box. What I was hoping for with these boxes is that they would maybe include the head or a part of another figure. So a lot of times when boxes like this have their 4 or 5 action figures, they have like the head, the arm, the legs, or something of a different figure. So if you collect all of them, you have another character. So it would have been nice if, for example, they had the human version of Jake in the wheelchair, And then, for example, one had like the wheelchair, one had like Jake's legs, one had like Jake's head, and one had Jake's body, for example. And then if you collect all of them, you have Jake in the wheelchair, something like that. That would have been nice to have. But the box itself, very nice, very nice. Again, you can, if you buy Neytiri's Banshee, you can pose her on the Banshee. So then you don't have to use the small one. It just says Neytiri's Banshee is sold separately. So again, the detail, very nice. Let's go to this one and just zoom into the detail. Here again, you can see that it's actually Neytiri, and you can see the detail is not bad at all. Of course, not Hot Toys or Gentle Giant statue collectible, but it is nice to see that there's more detail in these. And moving on to Jake Sully himself, also very nice detail. Again, you can see that this is actually Jake. You can see his weapon, different hands. You can see his knife over his chest. I wonder if that knife can be hopefully taken out. Yeah, it can be taken out, and it's going to be held in his hand. I do like this pose quite a bit. And you can see there, it's just a lot more detail. The paint detail it's much better in this one than the small one, and probably he can be placed in the Banshee, on his Banshee. See that a box very similar to the previous ones, and then probably at the back, yeah, it does say on his Banshee. And let me just go to a nice one here where you can see some of the more detail. You can see on his face, paint is much better. The hair is just much better. This thing around him is much better. The thing around his arm also much better, and everything is just much more detailed than the previous smaller ones. And then you go on to the Metkayina Rainforest, which is strange. I kind of missed. I didn't see this one at first. It does say Metkayina Rainforest with Jake Sully. It describes a little bit about the rainforest. It's full of wonder and home to the Metkayina clan, who share a deep connection with the natural world around them. The Jake Sully figure is 6 points of articulation, so I do wonder if it's going to be that small one that just looks a little bit silly. But I absolutely love this the way that it lights up. It just gives you a much better feeling of Pandora, and then looking at it from different sides, it does look very, very stunning. From afar as well, it will look very nice if you have a display cabinet or some sort of bookcase and you put up there on the bookcase. Very nice. Try me. Probably press it and it lights up. Looking at the side there, very, very nice. Looking at the other side, and then looking at the back there, of course, is the complete collection. So there you have Jake and Neytiri separate. That looks like the small figures probably. And then here you have the Dire Horse. There you have the Thanator. And there's just the Rainforest, and there you have the Amsuit. There you have the Scorpion, which I'm going to look at in a moment. And then I'm curious about that one at the back, because I don't see it on here. Yeah, it's definitely not here. Let me just try and zoom into this one to see the detail. Yeah, the detail of this one is the character is at least not too great. But the detail on the Rainforest is very stunning. All the colors and the fact that it lights up is also very, very nice. Definitely looking forward to getting this one, because it's part of the display set. So I feel that I want to get. I'll probably try and get this one. And then looking at the World of Pandora blind boxes, I'm not entirely sure what these are. These are probably boxes that you buy, and then you don't know. Yeah. So this is basically going to ask you probably to buy multiple ones, because you're probably going to have you're probably going to have duplicates. So that's going to be unfortunate in a way. Let me just go to the description first. It says, from its Nav inhabitants and humans to the lush flora and fauna, discover the rich world of Pandora. Each of the 24, my gosh, different blind box sets are highly detailed and feature a bioluminescent effect activated by black light. Collect them all to build the world of Pandora. Yes. So they ask you to collect. Okay, so there's 24. And I don't know what the price is on each one, but there's 24. And each one looks like this. So when you buy this, you don't know what you're going to get inside. So there's 24 in total. I don't know if it shows all of the 24. Yeah, here's one. I'm guessing it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not entirely sure, because it doesn't show all 24. It just shows this, and then it shows this. So I'm not sure if I look if I zoom into this, you can't really see which ones are like, you can't really see what all of them are. So I don't know. Okay, here you can see a little bit better. So no, sorry. This is all of them that we just looked at. I'm guessing that's part of it. That right there is part of it. Because if you look at this, it looks like this is a blind box. That's a blind box. Here you can see that this is a blind box. This is one. So yeah, I'm not really sure. It's like that looks like one, that looks like one, that looks like one, that's one, that's one, that's one. So I'm not sure which, like how they look, the different 24 look. Because if I look at here, it says collect them all, 24 to collect, but I cannot differentiate, like I cannot figure out which ones are which. Like, is this one that, but even so, it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm guessing the ones there in the back is more, like those and those and those and those are more. So yeah, I'm not too sure, but I guess I'll have to collect them all depending on how much they cost. I'll try and collect them all, but we'll have to wait and see. And moving on to the final McFarlane figure that I saw was the Gunship Scorpion. There was a Scorpion gunship. It's a standalone gunship, so there's no figure inside, and it just looks really, really awesome. Like the individual amp suit that's sold, it just looks really, really fantastic detail. Looking at this from the top, you can see there the detail is quite fantastic. The detail there is also really fantastic at the back there. Also, it just shows the gunship in itself. And then it just says a little bit about the gunship. Large deluxe Worlds Pandora set, highly detailed, featuring RDA figure inside the cockpit. Okay, so there is an RDA figure inside the cockpit. Let me see if I can zoom this in, if I can see. Yeah, there's a pilot sitting inside there. I didn't see it. Yeah, definitely excited about this one. Definitely going to try and collect this one. This is along with the individual amp suit. Quite a lot of detail on this one. Very happy about this one. Not so much about the the blind boxes. That's a bit of disappointing, and the dire horse and the Thanator also somewhat disappointing. But yeah, very, very nice looking box. 8099 Scorpion gunship. Very, very nice detail. I'm guessing that is to hang or to display the gunship if you want to put it on display. Yeah, that's the legs. Sorry, I didn't see that. That's the legs of the gunship. It looks like it. But that is an overall look, a final look at some of the McFarlane toys coming for Avatar. I will obviously do a much more detailed look once I get my hands on some of them. I'll do detailed reviews on them individually. I think it's going to be better if I just do detailed reviews on them individually once I get my hands on them. But so far, which ones are your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And like I said, if you want to pre-order it on Amazon, the links are in the description below if you guys want to check it out yourself. But until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.